Hello, everyone, and hello, Jessica. Thank
Mhm.
you for being here. Jessica is one of our just graduated from the Institute, and she is going to share a little bit of her experience with our training program. Welcome,
Thank you for having
Jessica.
me.
Thank you so much for being here. So tell us a little bit about you. What is your occupation? And let's begin by that.
So I'm a yoga instructor. I teach at a yoga studio called In Spirit Yoga Studio
Mhm,
Monday through Friday, and I teach a specific style of yoga,
mhm,
which is called Ashtanga yoga. It is your more traditional style of yoga. It's the kind of yoga that they practice over in the Western world.
mhm.
And yeah, so it's my main thing that I do throughout the week, but I also do tarot readings. I'm also an Akashic record practitioner, and I just became
Mhm.
a family consolator.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Super happy about that
How beautiful is that? So,
one.
how did you hear about family constellations?
So Raven Flower,
Uh-huh.
she's the owner of the studio, and she actually took the training, this last
Uh-huh.
one, your first training,
Yes.
and she was telling me about her experiences with the training, with her constellations, with you, and little by little she kept giving me a little bit of information. I was like, this sounds very interesting, and
Mhm.
I didn't really know too much because you can't really explain it very well, like if you don't know anything about it.
Yes.
And she was still learning also, so
Uh-huh.
I was just like, this sounds very interesting. And then she told me that you were having a training, and I was like, and I looked it up, and I listened to some of your tutorials, and I just really resonated with what you were talking about.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
my first initial thought was, I need this.
It's a
I need
call.
this.
It is a
Yeah.
call. How beautiful. So you heard
Yeah.
the call because this
Hmm.
isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe when it is for everybody, when everybody feels ready, let's
Right.
say it.
Yes.
Because I would say that we all have to do this path sooner or later. It is a call. And so I'm so glad that you heard the call
Yes.
and
And that
that
I
you get
answered it.
and that you answered it. Yes, definitely.
Super grateful.
So how was your experience throughout the whole program? What can you say about that?
So obviously I went in blindly, not knowing
Mhm.
what I was getting into. I didn't even look it up online or anything like that. I literally came completely blinded, which I think is the best for me because that's just how I am in life. I
Mhm.
like to just, explore
With no
with
expectations.
no expectations. Exactly. And I
Yes.
feel like the more that if I try and get too much information, then I kind of start to disconnect from it a little bit. So it's like I was just like resonating with what she said, and I'm like, okay, my spirit was telling me you need to sign up, and I literally think I signed up the day before it started.
Yes, yes, I remember that
It was like
too.
literally the day before. So it was that first day and that first experience when I was greeted by you guys as a group, and that moment where you took to actually like see me and recognize me was just so impactful for me because I was like very blown away with the presence of everyone and how everyone was showing up and holding space for me, that
Mhm.
it was just like, I mean, I'm getting chills on my crown right now just thinking about it,
Mm.
and
Yes.
how impactful that was for me. And I we did a constellation on my first day, so that
I
was
remember
also
that.
very impactful for me. That it was, like I said, I felt like it was something that my soul was being pulled towards, and that I absolutely needed, because it was like I had identified a lot of things but didn't really know how to transcend any of it.
Yes.
And so this is, like I said, that missing link that to me
Mhm.
it brought that ability for me to know how to transcend it. And then and even more dig deeper into the actual
Mhm.
ancestry, and that whole
Mhm.
aspect about it was just like, it was monumental for me. It was life changing for sure.
Beautiful. What did you get to see in that when you get to learn more about what happens, those connections with your ancestors? What would you say that you found that or that you could say, oh, I see myself that I'm doing this like my ancestors, let's say.
Yes, yeah. That I think was the most interesting to see, was that mirroring, that you're like, you know, it goes deeper when you're able to see.
Mhm.
It's like being put in front of you when you're able to see the energies of your ancestors, and they're actually like playing out their emotions and their feelings, and you're able to see like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
I do that too.
Mhm.
And then it makes it like creates this click in your mind that you're like, oh, like no wonder I've been doing it this way, because part of you is like, why do I do certain things the way
Yes.
that I do, right? And you don't really know why you're repeating a pattern, and it's frustrating because it's like, you know, some, like that's where I got to, was the point where I was recognizing that I had patterns
Mhm.
that I was repeating, and I didn't know how to transcend, and it was like getting very frustrating for me, because it was like I felt like I reached a plateau that I didn't know how to transcend, getting out of these patterns, even though I was very much recognizing that I was creating patterns and cycling on them. So for me to be able to see it, to be able to make that connection with those patterns being from ancestors, it
Mhm.
just made so much sense to me. It really just helps you overlook and be able to say, okay, I have the power to transcend this.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it's something you're stuck in anymore when you're able to see it in front of you and be like, okay, I can let this go if I want to.
Yes. You can get to
Yeah.
see pretty much the roots of conflict.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not easy to get there
Right.
or to tap into those, but family constellations gives you that possibility. So I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, because yeah, we have most of us, and it was also my questioning before finding family constellations. Okay, I'm aware of this pattern, but how can I change it? Or how can I change those emotions that I don't even know how or what they are, or why I feel them, or why they come to me, right? Because they are so hidden, and we don't see those roots of, like, the real roots of where they come from.
Right.
So yes, beautiful. So what's your takeaway?
Oh man, there's so many things. But I would honestly, this is the most profound work that I've ever done spiritually. You know, like I said, I'm a yoga instructor, Akashic record practitioner. I do tarot. I've actually been attuned to Reiki. Like I've been doing all the modalities, and it's like, out of all of them, this is definitely the most profound work that I feel at actually creating shifts, because it just, you have to show up.
Yes.
It's not, you know, it's not something that it's just a one-time fix. It's like a, you know, that's those quick fix things that we've all been there, you know. So it's not a quick fix. You actually have to show up. And I think that when you are ready to show up and you do show up, it invites that energy to open up, where things just start to shift and things start to expand. And so my takeaway is just to surrender to that flow, right? And not be so much in the head about it. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is to let go and detach from the mental aspect of that wants to kind of control how we create this space for ourselves, but not even just completely surrendering that mind, that state of mind, and allowing the flow and the field to speak, and really just listen, being able to like listen and trust. I think that was the other biggest thing, was that I learned for myself, was trusting myself and my own intuition, and the field that it's presenting the right information, and not really question what is being presented in it as well.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jessica. That was amazing how you describe it. Yes, it is. There is this morphogenetic field where all the memories are. And understanding is not enough, that we need to really allow ourselves to feel what is in there and what is showing us, and confronting that truth. And that's what actually creates that click, that little shift. And so constellations give us the possibility to create this change, this transcendence, through feeling instead of through understanding.
Yes.
And so I love it. That's your takeaway. How beautiful. The trust.
Yes.
Trusting
That's
that, yes, that's like the destiny was as it was, but I can change it today as much as I can recognize
Mhm.
and identify what I was connected to and what emotions I was feeling that maybe my ancestors were feeling, and I couldn't recognize that I
Right.
was connecting to the same. And all of it happens in that little space, or the
Mhm.
magic happens in
Yes.
that little space.
Yes. And even the trust in myself and
Mhm.
like how, like as a facilitator,
the
the
facilitator,
trust that I
yes.
had to
Mhm.
kind of put in my own self, that I
Yes.
was, just saying what was needed and not getting too attached to, am I saying the right things? Am I doing the
Yes.
right things? Like that was a huge one, to be able to surrender and be vulnerable in the field and allow that trust to come through and just let it flow. Yeah.
Beautiful. So that is the perspective of a facilitator now. I so love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, that's Jessica's sharing, and I appreciate it so much because it comes from you, and you gave us both perspectives.
Mhm.
You as a student, and then
Yes.
you as a facilitator, and how you also learn how to trust in that field and to
Mhm.
allow the field to show you, and to just trust that I don't need to do much. I just need to be there and to follow the energy. And then at the right moment, things will happen, and they always happen.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
beautiful. So if maybe you don't know what family constellations are, we can invite you to know more. We are actually opening the doors again for the new training that starts in July. And we are doing a free intro where I will be talking a little bit more about family constellations, what they are, how they can serve others, and how we are connected to the memories of our ancestors and how they affect us, and how we need to recreate this order that we create in family constellations to be able to flow towards a different destiny in life. So our intention is that you can actually join us if you feel like this is your call, as it was for Jessie. And Jessica is also going to be part of our Institute facilitators. Yay! Because the Institute supports all the students who graduate and they want to be facilitators for others. And so we can help them grow with this possibility, because we believe that every one and each of us needs this type of work.
Absolutely.
So, yes, thank you,
So
Jessica.
grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so grateful.
So again, we invite you to join us if you feel that this is your call. Would you recommend this program?
Absolutely, to everyone. I'm gonna blast it to everyone, everyone that's ready. I recommend, and just go for it. Just don't think about it too much. If you're feeling the call, go for it. It's definitely some of the most profound work that I've ever done. And yeah, and I've already seen a shift in my life and how it's helped my life. And yeah, it's definitely one of those things that if you want to grow as a spiritual person, or just on a soul level, you want to grow and heal, this is definitely the work. That's for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for listening, and I hope we can see you soon.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.